Hold on just for a second. Why don't you button it?
My button's actually broken.
Okay, well then you can't button it.
Sorry.
Then are you sitting on the back of it?
No, it's loose.
Sit on the back.
Okay.
Kind of tightens it up around the shoulders. Now we're ready.
Close as I can get it down.
4, 3, 2.
Tim Tebow has returned to the NFL. We will discuss the impact he can make for Philly and the story of a former big league pitcher who is now helping to teach the game of baseball to the next wave of players. That's all ahead. Game On starts right now. Welcome to Game On. We're a show about sports and faith. So where else would we begin the program but with Tim Tebow, right? Tebow time is back, this time in Philly. The man hasn't played in an NFL game since 2012, and yet few players create more buzz than the former Heisman winner. And buzz is not something Eagles coach Chip Kelly tends to shy away from. According to multiple reports, Tebow is signing a one-year deal with the Philadelphia for the league minimum. The Eagles had worked out Tebow last month, and now they added him to a crowded quarterback position. Philly now has Sam Bradford, Mark Sanchez, Matt Barkley, and Tebow all at that position, so it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Outside of his college glory days at Florida, Tebow is best remembered for his magical 2011 in Denver. That season, he led the Broncos to the playoffs and even helped win their first game in overtime over the Steelers. Following that season, he was shipped out to the Jets, where he threw 8 passes in 2012 and hasn't played in a regular season game since. The NBA playoffs got underway this weekend, and it's the race to see which team can outlast the other. Despite being the higher-seeded team and having home court advantage, the Clippers went into their first round with the Spurs as the decided underdogs. The Clippers sure seemed to use that to their perceived slight as motivation in Game 1 as they rocketed out to a double-digit lead in the first quarter. Now let's go to the third. Blake Griffin setting the tone. He was on acceleration mode, driving and throwing down. Clippers up 6. Later in the third, Chris Paul with a sweet wraparound pass to Griffin, putting the Clippers up 10. Griffin had 26 points on the night. In the fourth, Clippers up by 14 with the pass to Griffin with the pass to J.J. Redick for the corner 3. Later, look out Paul, cutting his way down the lane like a boss. Huge night for Paul. He finishes with 32 points, and the Clippers win Game 1, 107-92. In the East, LeBron and the Cavs opening their series against the Boston Celtics, but it wouldn't be LeBron with the star in this one. Instead, it was Kyrie Irving dropping 30 points, including the 3-ball to beat the halftime buzzer. LeBron's Sans headband would finish with 26 and 7 as the Cavs win at 100, my bad. It was the team's first playoff win since May of 2010. That team was also led by LeBron James, and that win happened to also be against the Celtics. Now, I think we've all noticed that the expectation in today's society is to be accepting of others, tolerant, and if you have a confrontation, just talk it out over a frap and a scone. Well, in the game of baseball, it doesn't quite work that way, as evidenced by this past weekend series between the A's and Royals. Let's set it all up. It all began on Friday night, and that's when the A's' Brett Lowry went and spike high on Royals shortstop Alcides Escobar. Escobar would be injured in the play and wouldn't return in the series. Lowry said it was just a hard play, trying to break up the double play. However, the Royals disagreed, and on Saturday, Yurendo Ventura responded by plunking Lowry with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Ventura would then be ejected. Now to Sunday, first inning, and this time A's pitcher Scott Kazmir drills Lorenzo Cain. Kazmir received just a warning, which upset Royals manager Ned Yost and pitching coach Dave Island, who disagreed, so they're both ejected. Later in the game, Kelvin Herrera threw at Lowry, and he along with 2 other Royals were ejected, so 5 total ejections for KC. The bench is cleared in every game, and the Royals took 2 of 3 to win the series. Now over to Liberty Sports. Over the weekend, the number 2 seeded Liberty men's tennis squad continued their quest to the Big South title with a quarterfinal matchup against number 7 seeded UNC Asheville. After falling behind 1-0, Liberty rebounded in the singles to play down the Bulldogs 4-2. Now Liberty advances to the semifinals round. Meanwhile, head coach Chris Johnson is named Big South Coach of the Year, and Liberty's number 2 singles star, Sam Matheson, earned a spot on the Big South Conference men's tennis all-conference singles squad. Coming up, a former NFL player visits Liberty and discusses why he found his greatest success after playing football. And a young soccer player who is rising above religious persecution in Pakistan joins us. Hear her story when Game On returns. That really dries you out. Covers us first. Welcome back. Liberty Christian Academy is a high school in Lynchburg, Virginia, that's turned out some really good baseball players in recent years. No doubt part of that reason is due to who's leading the program. Randy Tomlin, a former Liberty Flame and big leaguer who is now trying to help kids fulfill their own baseball dreams.